very hard to appear with someone, a network which is going to be as biased as they have been against him. As soon as they put that press release out, it was clearly a statement which, they did it just to get his attention. This is something that Fox wanted to do to increase their ratings as it related to more people watching this debate. And, it just doesn't make sense. What we know is that Megyn Kelly is totally obsessed with Mr. Trump. She's done show after show about, why the media shouldn't be having him on television.
All right, joining us now is the one and only Patrick J. Buchanan, former GOP presidential candidate, former Nixon and Reagan aide, syndicated columnist. Read Pat at newsmax.com/insiders. Hello, sir.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well. Okay, so you've been in every aspect of this. You've been the candidate. You've been working for the candidate. You've been everywhere with this. So. And now you talk about the candidate. So what's your take on what's going on here? And is Donald Trump right not to appear tomorrow?
He's got a perfect right to drop out of the debate. They taunted him. They baited him. They disrespected him with that mock news release. And he simply decided, look, if that's the way you're going to treat me, go right ahead and have your debate, and I'm not attending. They got a perfect right to do that. CNBC, I think, has been dropped out of the debate because of the handling by the moderators. National Review has been dropped out of a debate after it launched an all-out attack on Trump. And so Trump responds and says, I'm not going to be in the debate. I think he's made the right decision from his standpoint, and I hope he stands by it.
Well, okay. Now, he's come at it from a lot of different ways. Megyn Kelly. But then yesterday, the press release that I talked about before we went to you here, the press releases that Fox put out, and one in particular that accused him of the word terroristic kind of thing, threats against hosts there, and he said that's it, I'm done. Yet, and he talks about he's not going to help Fox make money, but I don't want to talk about the show, but he's going on Fox tonight. So I don't get that.
What he's saying, he has an institutional problem with the Fox News organization because of the manner in which they treat him with press releases and taunts, etc., and the people they put on as moderators who are hostile to him. But he's not hostile to everybody at Fox. I'm sure he's not hostile to Sean Hannity or O'Reilly. He's been on the show many times. I don't find any inconsistency there.
All right, fair enough. All right, to me it's whatever.
Steve, the Beltway right has a bit of a problem here. You got National Review, the Weekly Standard, commentary, and now Fox News and all the conservative columnists inside the Beltway, or a lot of them, are beating up on Trump constantly, which they got every right to do, but they better realize that Donald Trump is walking off with middle America.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. All right, and so who benefits? What happens when that debate takes place? In other words, there'll be an empty podium, we could assume.
I'm not sure they're allowed to put an empty podium up there.
Right,
I
really?
think they got some rules on that. Are they going to put an empty podium there?
I don't know. I'm just assuming. But if they're not allowed to, let's say, okay, whether or not they're allowed to.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
If Fox News put an empty podium up there, it would be a deliberately hostile act to Donald Trump. Deliberately. Now, did they put an empty podium up there when Ronald Reagan declined to perform in the debate before the Iowa caucuses in 1980? That would be a political decision on the part of Fox News to get back at Trump as an organization and to trash him. And I think it ought to be condemned, and I would hope Donald Trump, I would think, would condemn it.
What about the RNC? You think they would condemn it?
Well, their nominee. Well, they better stop disrespecting someone who has a pretty good chance of being their nominee.
Yeah, no, I would say so as well. All right, but
there's a lot of rice bowls up there at the RNC that could be broken real fast.
So do you think, though, from the politics of it, if there is a debate, do you think Ted Cruz benefits from this at all in Iowa?
Well, I think it's, I don't want to make a hard prediction, but there's no doubt Ted Cruz will be the man under attack. They will be going after him because he'll be he's the one they want to take down if they want to move past him and go after Trump. But that also, let me say, if you're that guy in that position, that's not too bad a position if you're fighting off everyone up there and you're doing a good job. And Cruz is a good debater. So I think it's sort of wide open how it would come out. Yeah, they will be after Trump, after Cruz, I would predict. But, Cruz is a good debater.
All right, very quickly, we got a little over a minute. Tom DeLay was on this show, made big news the other day, said his FBI sources tell him that the FBI is ready to indict, and if they indict or recommend indictment and it doesn't happen, there's going to be an uproar, an upheaval in the FBI and elsewhere. People are going to come forward. Where do you think we stand? What are you hearing as far as a possible indictment on Hillary?
Well, I don't have any sources that I work down there in the FBI, but my expectation, given the depth and length of this investigation, is that they're coming up with something, some of the stuff popping out, and I would not be surprised if the FBI sent a recommendation for indictment to the Department of Justice. And as a matter of fact, if I were a betting man, I would put money on it. Whether the Justice Department would follow with an indictment, I don't know, but I'll tell you, this race for the presidency, this thing is wide open. It would not surprise me if Hillary now is not the nominee.
Wow, and then Biden comes waltzing in?
I don't know. Look, let me tell you, when I ran, Steve, let me say, in 1992, they were all saying, suppose George Bush drops out, when I really did well in New Hampshire.
Right.
30 state filing deadlines had closed by the time of New Hampshire. Those people who are sitting back there waiting, they might find it is all over, and they've got Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, that would be. I'll tell you, Pat, this is the most exciting race I could recall.
It is that indeed.
Hey, Pat, thank you very much. Always a pleasure. Don't forget to check out Pat at newsmax.com/insiders. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
Take care. Take care.